Nobody, no crime. Well, not on my time. Eyes are watching, giving victims a voice. Raise your voice from Delphi to Camden, and there will be no more botching. We might not be Dateline, but come along if you want a great time. Grab yourself a glass of wine, and let's talk some true crime. And hey, you'll even have an alibi if you collect evidence in red Solo cups. If your expert says it just did, you might have a problem. We might not be Dateline, but come along if you want a great time. Grab yourself a glass of wine, and let's talk some true crime. And hey, you'll even have an
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining over here. I know we just came from the Mazza fundraising stream for Kelsey, which raised over 11K in one night. That's insane. You guys are amazing. Mazza's amazing. The generosity that you guys have shown, it is fantastic, and it means so much to Kelsey and her family. So just from the bottom of my heart, thank you, because you guys are fantastic. And we're here just for like a fun little ridiculous stream to talk about Justin, because he is really the reason why I want to say people are now starting to look. Even the mainstream media is now talking, and it's because of him. So I just want to almost celebrate in a way his actions, because he didn't think it was going to backfire the way that it did, but boy, did it. And let's be clear, his actions are disgusting, and he needs to face jail time for the felonies that he committed. And he needs to be fired, because not only does he have a job, but he has a public servant job, which he has no right having. He's breaking into people's homes. He's stealing their identity. Yeah, he is absolutely a scumbag. And yeah, look, I think with that coming out, he needs all the attention he can get, because it's disgusting. So yeah, let's talk about Justin. I don't know if you guys saw the thumbnail, but I think it's pretty good, because he, you know what, with no one can pronounce his last name. And Justice Serve started calling him Justin the Aylaian. Their streams started getting tampered with, kind of taken down. And they wondered who was behind it. But and then the DA couldn't even pronounce his name and called him Aylaian. So I think it's fantastic. And it wasn't a good week to be an Aylaian this week, because he was caught on film. Surprise, he didn't even know. But yeah, Gubatosi. Yeah, he was caught on film breaking and entering. And then he proceeded to go and destroy evidence, which was her new camera that, by the way, they cost thousands of dollars, okay? And he destroyed the whole system that everything connects to. So I don't even know how much herself or her dad was out of pocket for that. But he destroyed evidence, and then he took evidence that was going to be evidence in the case off of her fridge. That was him stating that she was an amazing mother and partner. because it completely contradicted everything that he had just said days earlier in his bullshit RO that he did against her. Kelsey said, be patient. The truth will come out. And we are starting to get a taste of that truth, a taste of the man that she already knew and what he was capable of. And now the public is seeing it. So to that, I say, Justin, you started all this. You created all this. You orchestrated all this. You planned all this. So enjoy all the publicity that you get for all your crimes that we can now see that you committed on camera, allegedly on camera. Okay? So listen, he's disgusting. And the fact that the North Andover Police Department would even put his photo anywhere near their website is disgusting. He's still employed, which is just it's horrible. Sorry, let me get to some of these. Yes, absolutely. Look, and that's what I said on Mazza's, and I'll say it here again. We have to kind of use this. The media is paying attention now because it is such an outrage. How can you turn away from what we clearly saw on camera? Hello, MJ. Yeah. Also this. Okay. Also this. How dumb is he? How dumb is he? He thought he was going to get away with that. Not only did he not expect the cameras to be there, but then when he got there and he clearly sees everything that's going on, that there's video footage going on, he's being recorded, then he decides that he's going to just destroy it. Sir, do you not know that we can see you going down there to destroy it? Like, what is happening? What is happening right now? He is not the top, sharpest tool in the shed by any means. This guy is an idiot. And then this is great too. Like, sir, we don't want you raising a child. You're too dumb. You know, that, that part. And let's talk about his family for a minute. Allegedly, it was him and his brother Brendan in the video, allegedly. What the hell are they doing? Why are they raising their children to commit crimes? What in the world? Yeah, no. Let's see here. Okay, Miss Holmes. Yes, hello, Miss Holmes. To be fair, in my opinion, just in it for the money, and mommy and daddy were the head of all of this. Baby boy Justin is an angry little bitch and says, "Yeah, I'm mad, mama. You go." Yeah, absolutely. I think the entitlement is insane. To me, this screams someone who has gotten what he's wanted his entire life and hasn't had to face the consequences of any of his actions. And mom and dad kind of are there to cover over everything, smooth it up because they have connections, whether it be from his grandfather, who there was an article that was posted on Twitter that his grandfather, correct me if I'm wrong, I know you will, was an attorney, I guess, that was connected to some people. So could be that, could be a lot of other things. But yeah, I just think it screams entitlement, and I'll do what I want because, well, mommy and daddy kind of are there to help me out if I mess up, and I've never faced any kind of real consequences. So I think that is very telling. MJ, thank you so much. Yeah, look, I don't know how Kelsey has done it this entire time. She is literally a warrior on so many levels, but to know that all of this was there and that the public didn't have it yet and didn't know it, and to be silent, like, that takes so much willpower. And I just can't say enough good things about her and how she has managed to stay silent this long. I just can't. I mean, kudos to her. And I love that the family, I'm not the family, that the public is finally getting to see who he truly is. And Kathy saying that he thinks he can do whatever he wants because his family has connections in the town. And Kathy, let's be real. It appears that he can. It appears he can. Why? Because the Essex County DA has no balls. They decided to turn the other way and basically say, nah, it's good. It's Justin. No big deal. So I guess in a way, if you were raised that way, why would you think that you would ever get caught with anything? It's disgusting. But shame on the family for if that's the case, raising them that way. And also you're an adult now. Here's an idea. Stop stealing women who have their own career and their own motivation and their own home. Stop stealing their money. Why don't you go out and make yourself a little nest egg there, Justin? Okay. So you can't live on other people's dimes. This is a man who moved in with Kelsey in a house that she bought. This was a man who didn't have anything in his name. Okay? That's a problem. That's a problem. He had a decent job. Why isn't he doing any of that? Come on. This guy is a creep. This guy is the scum of the earth, in my opinion. Let's see here. I want to get to y'all's comments too, because it's not just my outrage, it's everyone's outrage. I know we were all thinking it. We all thought a whole lot of stuff about him, and then we saw actual evidence that makes it undeniable. Let's see here. Yes, Andrea saying she loves that he is so stupid. I do too. Look, this is all you, Justin. You did this. You can pat yourself on the back for it. Let's see here. Jen O. Yep, she was willing to play fair and then had intentions of co-parenting peacefully. She's mad now, and she's rightfully so. Yeah, and look, and that's the thing. She's still willing to even play fair now. Like, I haven't seen anything where she's wanting to take the child completely away from him. Like, he's gonna do that as his own self. Like, his own stupid actions, his own felony actions. If he doesn't get custody, it's gonna be because of him. And instead of he could have just done like every other father in America, and well, not every, but most fathers in America, and just split custody, because that's what happens when two mature adults don't work out. This happens every day. Like, this is not some rarity. So anything he gets, he deserves. So let's see here. Lauren, when I shared Kelsey's Facebook group on the Facebook page, I had about half a dozen friends PM me to say that they were friends with Justin and family, a true crime junkie. Wow. You know what? I've seen some of people who knew them both, or just knew of them, like not necessarily friends. I've seen them in other people's chats kind of when this first broke. So that does not surprise me at all. And I don't know if you guys have looked, but mainstream media hasn't been covering this case so much. However, I think it was Court TV's posted something a couple weeks ago, maybe not even, maybe a week ago. And I was looking through the comments, and there was some like negative comments, but the only thing that they could say about Kelsey is like, "Oh, she's an alcoholic." I'm sorry? Because she because she was drinking on her bachelorette weekend? Keep trying, okay? Because you sound like an idiot. And then I go to look at who it was. Oh, would you believe it? They were friends with all of the firefighters in North Andover. They have a very orchestrated little campaign online. Okay, so a lot of people that like are trolls on Twitter are the anti-Karen Reed people, because they have no life and they can't accept that the fact that this trial's over, Karen's free, Karen's innocent, move on. They want to like insert themselves and be like, "Oh, of course you're like, standing up for her," which makes no sense. But then the other half of that is Justin, his family, or the few friends that they have. So, just keep that in mind with all these trolls. Like, there is a smear campaign out there against her from his side of things. And that one comment that I kind of just looked back on because I'm nosy sometimes, and it led me right to all of the firefighters from North Andover. Um, let's see. Yep, Andrea, I detect no lies here. Yeah, this is what's insane. And that's, I'll say it again. Look, they work for us. They work for the people. The DA, judges, um, public servants that are police officers, fire departments, they work for us. Speak up. Speak up. Emails, letters, calls, and I really hope that there gets to be some standouts happening because they should be shamed for this. This is disgusting. I do not understand it. Classic overthinker agrees. Oh, well, we got a little something here. Um, a little birdie told me Justin's mom has a ton of law enforcement connections in Newton, Massachusetts. Yeah, you know what? It would not surprise me. There's connections here somewhere, and I think that was all of our frustrations when we saw Kathleen McCarthy Naiman. Um, the first day we saw her, we knew something was up. Our spidey senses went up, and we said something's not right. Was it a connection between Justin, or was it a connection between someone in that department? We didn't know. And turns out it could be both, right? We don't know still, but there's some connections nonetheless because her taking that whole case and turning herself into a fact witness to go seek out the probation officer January, who is a hero in my opinion, um, and insert herself and want to see emails and all that stuff like that. That just is such a level of corruption that it's disgusting. Let's see here. Apparently there's still nothing he's got on his own. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look, look, look. This is true. This is true. The man pays none of his bills. I mean, there's ways to find that out. There's ways to see that. And that is no that is no secret. Yes, he has nothing of his own. Which I present to you as maybe one of the reasons when he started figuring out that he was caught for cheating. The cover was up with that, right? And he had to move out of Kelsey's house that she had and worked hard for, and then put in all kinds of work to make this her forever home, the house that she wanted to raise her children in, which she thought was with this man before he showed himself. But I present to you that maybe it was because he got to thinking about it and realized this, bless Texas, that he had nothing of his own and all he does is take. And that is something that I've heard from so many people in that area, that he's a mooch, right? He just kind of, and what better behavior could we see that maybe backs that up than him stealing all of her money while she was fighting for her life in a hospital after just being shot? I don't know. Screams mooch to me. Let's see. All right, Tammy. Hello, Tammy. She was listening to FBI agent. She stated Bradel should take this to the FBI and request special prosecutor or drop the case so they can charge Justin. Drop what case? Uh, which case should they drop? Yeah, I have no doubt. Um, look, the egregiousness of what happened, just the little part we saw, um, is a problem. And I have no doubt that Bradel will handle all of that. But I think his main concern right now is a trial. With it only being 3 weeks out, all of that, I am sure that they will pursue that aspect of it. I just wish I had more confidence in anything that is Massachusetts related that they would actually take action of it. But yeah, tell me more, Tammy. Um, does anyone know about the alleged drug use by Justin? I do not. I do not, but obviously I would love to hear more about it. I don't, and these are all alleged, and she said that, but um I heard that they don't North Andover does not require their police to take drug tests, like random drug tests. If that is accurate, I would assume, just making a little assumption here, that the fire department would not either, because I can only I can only think of a few things that it's like, "Hey, you need to have random drug tests," and the police is one of them. So if they don't require their police to do it, I highly doubt that they do with their firemen, which raises some questions, doesn't it? Um, but yeah, I have heard that rumbling as well. Can't confirm anything, but yes. And then Miss Holmes saying, "Right, I don't have proof, but that's what the rumors are." Yes. Okay, curious. Why can't Kelsey file charges? I've never seen where you wait for the DA. So here's the process, and this is I think a lot of people are wondering this, Karen, because it just seems so outlandish. And the process that we know as like civilians, most people, you go to the police and you say, "Hey, this man broke in my house. I have video. Here's the footage. I'm pressing charges. I want these charges pressed." Well, when the police take in the account, they look and clearly that's what you see in the video. Um, well, the next step of that process is they present it to a DA. The DA looks at the facts, they look at the evidence, they look at that video, and they say, in most cases, "Okay, well, this is pretty damning evidence. We see it all here." And then they say, "Okay, we're charging you." And then they would go before court, probably get a warrant, maybe a search warrant, depending on what the crime is. And then he would be arrested, and then they would go ahead and proceed on charges. Well, they skipped the first step of the police department because they had all the evidence. Bradle is, he knows exactly what he would need to go forth with that. And because they're already working with the DA in this case, they said, here's charges of him breaking and entering, all the felonies he committed. We want him charged. The DA said, not taking the case. For a DA to do that, with clear and convincing evidence, and then to sit up there and say they didn't even have probable cause is a laughable, disgusting, despicable thing, because not only did they have probable cause, which is the bar is like nothing. It's a ham sandwich. You can indict a ham sandwich. So that's completely ridiculous. Not only did they have that, but in my opinion, they had like beyond a reasonable doubt. You see what you see in the video. The little scrawny guy is kicking in the door and then about trips over his like olive oil legs to get in the house and does a little pirouette and twinkle toes. Then he proceeds to go directly to the basement. I'm assuming doesn't want to turn on lights because he's thinking he's going to be more like inconspicuous. So he has a little flashlight. He came prepared with a flashlight. All signs of premeditation, by the way. And then he goes down there to the servers for the cameras and he destroys them, absolutely destroys them. And then you see no camera. So yeah, buddy. Yeah. Surprise. Why don't you do some definition of probable cause? You have it and a whole hell of a lot more, and you're disgusting for not doing it. The only good thing I will say, because of that, because of how it went with the judge seems reasonable. Thank God. We were due for a decent judge. He seems reasonable. After they went to the bench and they had that little discussion where he invited Kelsey up, which good. That was amazing. I love seeing that. They went back, and then when they went back and everything was on the record again, we're in open court where we could hear, it seems as though something had been said and they kind of agreed upon the fact that there were kind of bribes and I forget the wording of it, but that they had come to a basically agreement that he was being offered something. That means that will be able to come in. The jury will hear that. And that is real damning because of who Justin is in this case. This is not some like jailhouse snitch to where people are like, I don't know if I believe that person. So, like, I'm probably just not going to believe him anyway. And he was offered a deal. No, this is the main guy. This is the main guy who had her child taken away from her over bullshit, like allegations that were one sided and self serving. So that's huge. There's no evidence in this case other than Noonan's word, and his story doesn't add up. And then you have this guy who has been offered immunity from the multiple felonies that he has committed, and we can see on camera him committing. So yeah, the jury's going to see that, and that's going to be really a big problem for them. Let's see. Yes, look at Kathy saying she is giving him the rope and he is hanging himself. I love it when that happens. And sometimes we get to see it. Sometimes we don't. It's frustrating. But stupid people, like specifically, if you give them enough rope, they hang themselves. Sometimes the trash takes itself out, and it's a really good feeling when we get to see that. Gen X saying, I don't see how their timeline makes sense. When was she charged? After the B&E. So how could they even know Justin would be a witness for the Commonwealth such that they would refuse to charge him? That's a good point. That is a really good point. Yeah, I don't know. And my I guess question to that was, when did they have these conversations? When did they find out about this? Something to look into. Yeah, for sure. Okay. What did your friends in your Facebook say to you about Kelsey? Okay, so that's a question for MJ. All right, sorry guys, catching up on these comments. Unless Justin is sober, then he cannot talk about his drinking. Isn't that funny? Sometimes people in glass houses like to point fingers a lot. And I found that just in life experience, crazy people in my life that have unfortunately showed themselves, sometimes people that are saying, alcoholic, yeah, turns out you're the alcoholic and you're projecting. So I think that that's exactly what is happening here. Allegedly. Let's see. All right. Yep. Snark. Okay, here. Justin has been arrested. He shouldn't throw stones. Yeah, and that's, listen. People who are throwing stones sometimes they come back and hit you, buddy. There's a few fake accounts on Facebook just opened. No posts, no friends defending Justin. Absolutely, and I would suggest that those are probably those few of his buddies, right? We know he has and listen, like the police, they are a network. They are a brotherhood. They are that pack, and it's kind of that, we protect our own kind. And I have personal experience with firefighters, and I would say it's the same way there. They spend 24 hours a day on their shifts together. Um, so yeah, it'd be real interesting to see who's behind those, but that is my assumption is it's his family and friends. Let's see. Yeah, exactly, Jeno agreeing. Yep, saying he's far from sober. Probably the same firefighters that broke into the house. Yeah, I guess they would have a vested interest in how this case turned out. I wonder if the immunity stretches to them. Interesting. I don't know why that wasn't asked, but I have a feeling that we'll find out, because wouldn't that be interesting? Wouldn't that be interesting? Because certainly they have information to tell. And if the immunity offer was offered to these fools, yeah. So I don't know. I still haven't heard. I've heard that there was one. I have heard a name. I don't want to say the name because I personally have not confirmed that. would any of that shock me? No, that was where I first went with that because, like I said, this guy has friends. He has friends that are fellow firefighters, and also Kelsey. Now, like for Kelsey to watch his video and not know, I don't believe it. I'm sure she knows who these people are. So, unless I hear it from someone who can confirm it, show it with pictures, I'm just not going to say the name. But yeah, and I had not heard that there was one that was a police officer. I had not heard that. That's news to me. Again, I will wait until I know where that information is coming from. But you can clearly see on the video that those Alayans got those chicken legs, and his brother has the same legs. So, and there's pictures of them on the internet. You could clearly see it's him. They look exactly alike. Allegedly. Let's see here. Yep. Just what a good father would do, not smear the mother. Yeah, and that's the thing. Dude, I get so annoyed with that because what a way to put your child in the middle of all this, like starting from a young age. Now, thank God. I know that there are so many really really special and bonding times that Kelsey has missed, and really, things that make your child, that she has had that baby ripped from her. But if there's a silver lining, it is the fact that he's young and he will be okay. And she will get to spend the years with him when he is starting to talk and he's starting to have that personality. Um, and he's in the funny stage and all of that. She's going to get those times with him. And for that, I am grateful. What has been ripped from her can never, no matter if she takes this case to a civil trial or not, she will never get that time, and no amount of money will get that back. It will never be enough because what he ripped from her is unforgivable and it is criminal in my opinion. But had this child been 2 or 3, in my opinion, I think it would have affected the child more. Um, but I just what a way to put your child in the middle and, you know, just not be a decent, man. Like, he's not a man. Get out of here. Um, let's see. What is this? Brother counsel stated on his show for Kelsey to contact him. I was seeing this in the Mazza fundraiser. And there was that and so much money coming in. I didn't even get to like question or anything about that. That's fantastic. Um, absolutely fantastic. I've said from day one, before we knew any of the stuff that we know now, that she is going to have one hell of a civil suit. And it's more than likely she's going to have a really strong case against multiple players. And that's of what we know. What else comes out? I don't think they realize how much they don't want this going to trial, but there is nothing good in this. Is nothing good in it for Essex County, North Andover Police Department, North Andover Fire Department. I cannot for the life of me think that they really think this is going to benefit them. Not only is she not, no one's going to convict her. Come on. Like, it's insane. And all of their dirty laundry. So, be careful what you wish for. Okay. Do you know what law firm Justin's grandfather worked for? Sorry, so I don't know StreamYard very well, and somehow like last time it was fine. This time, like, the words are really small and I can't see them. Let me see if I have that article because I retweeted it on Twitter. Let me see if I can find that real quick. I know I screenshotted it. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. So allegedly, Sydney Aylaian is his name. Um, Okay, it says mm, Douglas Aylaian and his wife Lisa. Okay. Loving grandfather to Ian, Brendan, Tori, Justin, Ashley, Matthew, Mary, Courtney. Goes on and on. Talks about the service. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Memorial. Sidney was an attorney and he practiced law for many years in Boston. During his lifetime, he enjoyed traveling throughout the world, spending a summer vacations in Maine, and above all, his greatest joy was raising and spending time with his precious family. Graduating a graduate out of Boston University and Suffolk Law School, veteran, Army. So it doesn't say, does not say, but I'm sure that you could find that out for sure. Um, and let's see here. Okay. MJ agreeing that the hold of his family has on them. Yeah. And I've been hearing that too. I've been hearing that even from people when this first kind of came out, people started getting pissed about this case. I was hearing not great things, right? But people had a lot worse things to say about his mom than even Justin. So that was intriguing. And so I wonder, I wonder how much of that is accurate. It seems like these people were not for Kelsey or Justin. They were just people that were in that community. And I'd heard several things about that. So I wonder if there's kind of truth and validity in that. I've also heard that they did not treat Kelsey well at all. Um, yeah, Kirsty, my girl Kirsty Nursey here saying that tracks. Um, yeah. Yeah, 30 years and he has nothing. Yeah, yeah. Why? Why? He comes from, like, a successful family. They all have jobs that are commendable jobs. I mean, especially I don't know what firefighters make there, but here, policemen up there make a shit ton more than they do down here. So I'm assuming that the fire department might as well. I don't know if any of you are from there, which I know a lot of you are, and you know what they make. Put it in the chat here. Um, okay. Miss Holmes saying, common sense investigator Lauren, you seem to know the backstory with Kelsey and Justin. Can you please tell us what you know about the backstory? I am comfortable saying that he got caught cheating. Um, and I mean, imagine if you were caught cheating, your wedding was a few weeks or a month away, and you were getting thrown out of your house, you have nothing to your name, and you have a child, which at the time seemed to be his world, right? Because guess what? This idiot also stated multiple times that he couldn't wait to have more children with Kelsey. Like, and he didn't want to wait. He wanted more right away because of what a great mom and partner she was. Okay. So he was kind of pushing her to, and that's been out, that's been talked about, to have more kids. Which shockingly contradicts everything that he pulls. So if you got caught cheating, just put yourself in that situation. You got caught cheating, you had no place of your own, you had to move back in with mom and dad, you have no bills in your name, so you have no credit in your name. Um, who do you think the court system is going to give main custody to? Like, and I'm sure his parents informed him of that. Now, did he know that? I don't know. He's not real bright. Okay. Are his parents brighter? Maybe. The jury's still out on that one. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do about that? Well, you just so happen to have a family who kind of knows the ins and outs of the court system. Why? Because they are in charge of, I don't know exactly what they do, but something to do with I don't know if it's getting people put away or helping people with alcohol addiction and wording it to the court to get other chances. I don't know. Something along those lines. So, what do? You try and get ahead of it. If you're a scumbag. If you're not a scumbag, you go to your fiance who obviously was open to talking to you again because she waited at a park for hours while your dumbass was over there spewing lies about her and possibly entering her home again. Who knows? And you come up with a story that the court can't afford to look away from. Why? Because you're stating that your child's in grave danger and you're worried she might hurt him. So, therefore, you know the verbiage and you know exactly what you need to say to the court to get that baby taken away. Um, so it was an orchestrated plan from day one. Why? Because he has nothing, he is nothing, and everyone was about to see it. And not only that, they were gonna see what kind of a scumbag he was and how he really felt about Kelsey and their future by being a little cheat. So, um, yeah, I mean, it's all about getting ahead for him, and then that's kinda how it was in the, when the Karen case. These people had to get ahead from what? You know, from the fact that they knew they hurt and murdered John O'Keefe. So then they pushed that narrative of Karen because it fit perfectly. So these people are all the same, unfortunately. Um, Jeno saying addict behavior. I mean, I thought that it was weird that Will mentioned that in his live. Um, because the amount of taking in that house was odd, wasn't it? And to just not only take the $5,000, but then to close her actual bank account. Like, I'm sorry, what? As if she wasn't coming back and she wasn't gonna need her bank account? Who the hell do you think you are? Like, he cleaned it out. Cleaned it out. No doubt that money was for Caden, for their future. I mean, just because you don't have anything saved up, Justin, like, you don't get to just take something. I just have so many questions. It does not make sense to me. It is not rational behavior. Um, did he think that the family, Kelsey, wasn't gonna notice that the drawer where she kept random money was all of that was gone, her iPad was gone. I mean, what a loser. It is a certain type of behavior. I don't know. That is all alleged, but would it shock me? Absolutely not. Let's see. Um, yeah, and I think that's right, blessed Texas Lolly. Yeah, he wasn't planning on her surviving, and it's sad to say, but I think he was hoping against all hope she didn't survive because then he didn't have to go, before court and look like the scumbag that he is, and he would just basically automatically get full custody, and I think he was planning on that from day one, when this happened, as his behaviors show, because if he was genuinely concerned, remember they had just broke up. This was not a long time. They just broke up. I don't know about you, but if you spend like a lot of time, with someone, you have a child with them and then you break up, there's still feelings there. And then to know that the woman that you loved like a few days ago is up there bleeding out and your ass runs outside as a first responder instead of upstairs to try to see what aid that you could provide to her before any of the other firefighters got there. Case made for him running away, like, from his duties of what he was required to do. I don't know how any of that works, but it's a thought. Scumbag nonetheless. Okay, so Tammy saying the one against Kelsey. So the case against Kelsey should be dropped because they're not pursuing that against him. Yeah, I mean, that is I agree. But they made it very clear they're not doing that. Just like they doubled down on everything with Karen Reed, same kind of thing. These and that's what we have to remember too, is it's like, yes, they're all different entities, but like that police department and over PD works, they're all intertwined, right? They're all intertwined with that Essex DA. When they have cases that need to be charged and they present it to them. So they're all in it together. And that's what makes it really scary. Um okay. Let's see. Oh, what's this? Please tap that like button. Thank you. Lauren, show our appreciation. Thank you so much. Yeah. Um I'm still working. I don't know a whole lot about this YouTube thing, but it gets me an outlet to talk about it, and you guys have been so awesome to sub and just come over here and chat with me. This I love the interaction when I can bring up comments and just chat with you guys. Um, and if any of you want to jump on with me and talk some ish about our boy Justin, let me know. I just, this is it's an outrage to everyone, and so it just felt right. He wanted this attention. He created it. Well, let's give it to him. So let's see. Yeah, we can do that. Make a motion to have the prosecution request a special prosecutor. Yeah, and that's kind of what Bradel was saying. It doesn't matter if you have you're conflicted. Well, okay, find someone who's not, but he needs to be charged, and they had no interest in it. Absolutely no interest. They were protecting him. Um, okay, let's see here. He was arrested in New Hampshire for possession of transport or something back in 2023. Yeah. Yeah, and like I don't put too much stock in those cases, but yes, there was. So was there some addiction there? One would think that would make sense. But I try to give people the benefit of the doubt because, people change, people grow. It was when he was younger, but it is something to consider. Listen, you take all the facts in, right? All the facts, and then you can kind of assess those facts. Some facts fit, and then when you kind of learn about more facts, some of them won't fit. But yeah, you take in all the info. So you want all the info before you can kind of take a case. Those are the cases I take. I want all the info. All the info. If I can't get certain info, then I might not be able to take the case. Let's see. Okay. Okay, classic Holmes. Oh, classic overthinker saying never trust a guy that skips leg day. And to that I would add, never trust a guy who skips leg day every day because let's be honest, he has never done leg day. Ever. Oh man. And like it is ironic, isn't it? Like you have Kelsey who is beautiful. Kelsey is beautiful with no makeup when we see her like coming out of a jail cell to make an appearance in court. Girl doesn't need any makeup, nothing. She's a bomb queen. Like she's just gorgeous. And then you have this guy who is like average, and then you look at his little leggies and they're like, okay, like my 3-year-old nephew has legs that are bigger than yours. What is happening? And let's be honest, I wouldn't be saying any of this if he was a decent human being, but he is not. And so for that, shame on you. It is your fault, Justin, for wearing shorts in the video that you choose to break into Kelsey's house. Had you worn pants, we wouldn't know that you literally had chicken legs the size of a toothpick. Okay. So if you don't want the world to laugh at your legs, next time you're doing a breaking and entering, I will give you this for free. You don't need to hire a PR firm for this. Wear pants. Okay. And then no one can make fun of your legs as much. Got it? Okay. So, let's see. Yeah, and that's Kelsey and the baby are the ones who have suffered more, and had he given a shit about his child, it is very obvious he didn't, because he would have just wanted what's best for the kid. And, you know, the fact that he would wanna keep her away. Not only that, I think really the fact that he kept Kelsey's parents, who would see Caden most days, okay? Like, if they missed a day, they'd see him the next day. They were very involved. They loved that baby. Everyone loved that baby. And they took a family away, whether or not, like, their relationship worked out, they took a whole family away who loved that baby. I cannot even imagine Kelsey trying to be like, "Oh, so sorry. If if Justin goes to jail, I'm sorry. I just don't want my child to ever see your parents." Why? Because she's not a bitch. Like, I just don't understand it. How hard is it to be a nice person? I mean, my god, it's not that hard. Sorry. I have to refresh when I get on these little rants. Okay. Let's see. Okay, can the bank charge him for fraud and stealing money? Yes, absolutely. Any kind of thing like that is a federal crime. So that is something that I have no doubt that Bradle and all of them will kind of pursue, if possible, after the trial. Excuse me. Yes. And classic overthinker is agreeing with the projection. Yeah. Do I think Kelsey knows who the Three Stooges are? I do. I do. Um, and there was our article stating too, like, she was friends with all of his friends and their wives and their girlfriends and all of that. So, um, when things like this happen, and I know from experience, I don't know if a lot of you guys know this. I got married at 19. I came from a very religious, family, and, uh, I got married at 19, which is stupid, but I was 19 and, thought I had found the love of my life. Turns out he wasn't. Turns out he was an abusive jerk, with a real bad temper, and a year in started to, abuse me mentally. Um, to that, it escalates. It always escalates. Now that I know about DV and emotional abuse, it always escalates. And so, sure enough, it did. It escalated into physical abuse, to the point I would have bruises on me, and I would wake up in the middle of the night and have a pillow put over my face. I was terrified and started sleeping with a knife under my mattress because I just knew one of those nights he was not eventually going to put that pillow up to where I could breathe. Um, and I stopped sleeping. Um, I couldn't sleep. Why? Because I was in fear that this man that I had thought was a decent person was gonna place a pillow over my head, you know? Um, and so I just wasn't sleeping. If I slept an hour or 2 a night for years, that was a lot. And, it was a really tough time, but because of the religion that I was in, I was told that I cannot leave. Um, and that did something to me, you know? Not only did it set off, like, God I know wouldn't want me to stay in a situation like this, right? Because that doesn't seem that doesn't seem okay to me. Um, and so, yeah, it was tough because a lot of my friends were in that same religion, all of that, and so it was basically turned into he said, she said, because he wanted to make everyone out to be like, "Oh, Lauren's delusional because I would never hurt her." Meanwhile, I have bruises on me. Meanwhile, the handful of friends that he was really comfortable enough to where he showed his ass to them saw him doing these things. I had I had pictures of these things with clear, like, handprints on my body. Um, so yeah, a lot of these friends that were my friends from, gosh, 13, 13 until my late 20s, who I considered brothers and sisters and all of that, he kind of told them like, "Oh, I would never do that. I love her, blah blah blah." All these horrible things. Anyways, this is not about me. So I get it when people people are tricky because when they want to portray you in a certain manner, they will. And so, yeah, Kelsey knew all these people. They'd hung out with all these people, and now these people are backing Justin because Justin's the shitbag. And that's the thing. That is the one thing that these creeps, these men who they think that they can come and be like, "Oh, they're delusional, they're crazy," right? Yeah, no, honey, like, track record speaks for itself. I'm not crazy, Kelsey's not crazy. You're the crazy one, okay? And it all got found out, and it all, I ended up being able to get divorced after I said, "Forget it, I'm getting divorced even if the church says I can't." And then he ended up cheating, and then everyone was like, "Oh god, how dare he?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what about him literally leaving me black and blue? You didn't care about that, but you care about him cheating? Cool, grand. I want nothing to do with you people." So it is what it is. People eventually find out the character of these people, but that's the type of narrative he was trying to spin. And I've seen it all before, and it's just nice when you get to see it and people get their karma, and he is starting to get it. Um, yes, so Justice Serves has named 2 of the 3. Right, that's what I had heard, and that I believe, but I don't know, this there was a comment made that from earlier on the fundraiser about one being mm, potentially a cop before he's a firefighter, which I didn't hear anything about, and I wanna stay away from that because I don't know where that came from. Um, Karma is coming, yeah. Um, Young Jerks posted Young Jerks posted, "Dad was retired FBI." Uh, Alien's dad was retired FBI? I mean, I don't know. Mike says a lot of things. Um, let's see here. Learn to cope is something that his parents are deeply involved in. Learn to cope. Okay, is that the name of the company? Um, Messy. I wonder what got them into Learn to Cope. So it must be the company. I'm gonna write that down, actually. Thank you. You guys are awesome because I don't have I work, and so when I come do the shows, like, I try to get prepared, but, like, man, some days I don't get to look up anything, and I really wish I could do much. But then also, um, I don't want these people in Massachusetts saying I'm trying to work this case, which I am not. Because if we know anything, it's about corruption, and especially that state, but it is everywhere. So I'd like to look into it just as a layperson, not by anything else. But yeah, just be interested to see what that is. Okay, let's do here. Learn to cope. Cope. All right, just cool. Thank you. Yeah, where's his money going? I don't know. That I do not know, Jamie. Um, yeah, the fact that he thinks it's okay to rip a baby from Kelsey at 4 months while the baby is nurse fed, all of that, all of that keeps the baby from her mom. Tells me he's a bastard to Kelsey. Yeah, listen, and you're not wrong. You're not wrong. If that's how he's treating his baby, I have no knowledge of him being abusive, but I know that one of the experts I had her on my first show, Claudia King, who is a retired law enforcement officer and deals in domestic violence. That is one of her questions. Was there any kind of DV, whether it just be mental? Um, she kind of pegged that and said I'd be interested in hearing more. So maybe we will learn more. Maybe that's not accurate. Maybe it is. I don't know, but it is interesting. Um, let's see here. All right. Sorry guys, going slow on these. That I don't Miss Holmes. I don't know. I have heard both. I don't know, and at the end of the day, I think that it's Kelsey's business, and if she was, it'll come out in court. So I'm just gonna leave that one alone because maybe she was, maybe she wasn't. It it really, that's something that's up to her. Her unfortunately, her life is being scrutinized right now, every bit of it. So if that is something that happened and she wants it to keep private, then I would never want to share that if it was something she wanted to keep private or if it was even accurate. So, um, okay. Let's see here. Jess Machado said that Kelsey told her she was pregnant. Well, if that's accurate, then I feel like that is, what more accuracy could you want than if Kelsey told it to you personally? Um, so let's see here. Something about his legacy being referred to as Team Blue, which is apparently royal, or royalty in the North Andover Police Department, and that there were relatives being his mother. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Okay, here's someone answering my question. Oh, not that. Okay, where is it? He had a oh, weird. I thought I saw something with the amount that they made. Okay, I'm not sure. I'll keep going. Um, okay, Messy. I wonder what got them into learn to the Cape. Usually relatives that have an addict. Okay. Where's the money going? Yes, we don't know. Okay. Oh, I think I went back up and that's what happened. Okay. Yep. But here we go. All right. According to government salaries, in 2023, Justin's salary was 88. Yeah, see, that's that from like down here, firefighters don't get paid anywhere near that. So that's a decent salary. So yeah, where's that at? You know, where's that at? Um, that's definitely interesting. Thank you so much, Leah. Very good to know. His family acted like Kelsey was below them. That is what I have heard. But it's exactly the opposite of Kelsey's father turned out to be her hero. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I heard, and, joke's on them because Kelsey is a prize. Kelsey is the best he will ever find, and he blew that one. So congratulations, Justin. You're fucking it up all over the place, buddy. Um, okay. Let's see. Um, yeah, so Leah just saying she doesn't know if it's addict behavior, but it is self-entitlement, and I have connections behavior. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Messy Nessie, Canada. So it seems like all of those things are exactly why he knew exactly what to say and to do and to get the baby, and it seemed to be getting off scot-free, and the crimes committed on the 3rd, his family is embedded. Yeah. Yep. I could not agree more. Um, let's see. Oh, Kimmy. Sorry, I'm so behind on my things. So behind on this. Okay. Oh my God, Lauren, so happy to see your beautiful face. I just got a chance to sit down and I am so proud of Mazza, you, and the amazing community for the incredible fundraising for Kelsey. Kim, can you, if you're still here, because probably said like who knows how long ago. Kim, can you believe that? Over 11K. Oh, how incredible. Like, I just am so happy for Mazza because like he has started this whole fundraising thing and really just like led the way. And I'm just like happy to be able to join in and do one when I can. But Mazza, man, he is killing it. It's insane. And I am so happy for him. And man, just the support that this community has showed. Um, and Kim is, if you're not sub to Kim, I'm sure you are because like all of our people like are kind of the same. But if you're not sub to Kim, that she is like this lady. She was born to do this. She was born to just make people laugh and also teach people. Like she is the epitome of a queen. And so she is awesome and she has gotten so much awareness out to Kelsey's case. And yeah, we're making plans. Hopefully we're gonna be able to see each other in a few weeks and can make it to some of Kelsey's court cases or court trial. And then hang out. So yes, I love you with all my heart, and you're amazing. Thank you for stopping by. Okay, let's see. So all of this revenge because he was kicked out because he cheated on her and she broke up with him. Yeah. Yeah. Yep, that pretty much sums it up. Like, yep. So then he thought he would just go ahead and why not just take all the money from the fundraiser and just dump it back into his account, which I guarantee you don't have any clue of knowing this, but I'm just going to go out on a wild guess and say that fundraiser or not fundraiser, that honeymoon fund came from Kelsey's account. I think I'm pretty safe in saying that. Allegedly, because I don't believe for a second he paid for that. So he dumped that money into his account too. Like, wow, what a piece of crap. Okay. Justin's parents work for a nonprofit to coat funding. Funded by Maura Healey. Isn't that interesting? I am not a Mass resident, but I don't hear great things about her. Yep, blame it on the girl, as Melanie Little says. Also our queen, Melanie. Realness Kim, hope you got all moved in today. Yes. And do yourself a favor and go get yourself a massage because moving, I don't know anything that stresses me out more, stresses my body out more, and holy cow. Yeah, go treat yourself because it is no joke. Justin should be fired and not assisting Kelsey after she was shot. He took the baby. He was shot in the chest, and then he does the opposite of what he took an oath to do. Correct. And I think that could be argued is that he completely contradicted his duties, that he took an oath to do. He ran out of the house. Even if it was his baby's mom, he ran out of the house. So I got a big problem with that, and he has no business being employed by the North Andover Fire Department. And if that is another fireman in that video, that fool has no business be my cat is over here and I'm like doing this on my phone and he's so funny. He has no business being employed there either or whatever whatever fire department it is. That's disgusting. Yep. Okay, so this mother, let's learn about this. This mother literally helps people navigate the court and have people involuntary committed due to alcohol, substance abuse. It's all she does in North Andover. Wow. Oh, Lisa. Oh, okay, Lisa. Interesting. Okay. Oh, you sound like a peach. I think it's from the mother's side. Okay, cool. Chicken legs. Yes, chicken legs Aylaian. Yeah, we got 2 of them in that video for our viewing pleasure. Um, What was her maiden name with the Wi-Fi? Oh, Braceland? Close, but if I don't have it right, fill in our friend here, Priscilla, on what that was, that Wi-Fi. Yeah, okay, so Leah's now saying too here, almost 90K and nothing to show for it for his salary for the last, one of those last years she was able to pull up. Yeah, that's wild. Okay. Hi, Kathy. Oh, here we go. Let's see here. Okay. Hey, Kathy. I am 75%. I don't remember how much of a pain in the ass moving is. Oh, yep. Yep. Oh, God, girl. It is the worst. Like, literally the worst. I would rather do anything but that. Like, literally. Okay. So let's see here. I'm going to scoop down to some of these. I feel bad for Kelsey because she's gonna have to talk to Justin until the baby is 18. Yeah, I have heard of, there are apps that people can talk through to where you don't have to actually have direct contact or even each other's numbers. There are ways to do it, but yeah. But I guess, it just depends because he could be in federal jail. Hmm, could be in federal jail. That might make that a little easier. So we'll see. Yeah. Yeah, and then, Leah Baker saying, "To follow the money, Aylaian family knew how to work the system, working a nonprofit." Yeah, absolutely. Common sense, hello again. Hi, Coco. Yes, I feel like I've spent today with you. Aw, well, I loved every bit of it. Um, let's see. Okay. I'm so sorry, Lauren. Did you guys have kids together? We did not, and that was something he wanted, and um I knew I was not putting kids in that situation, and I think that that was really just a ploy to get me to stay, and I knew if I allowed that to happen, he would be able to hold on to me, and I needed to get the hell out of that situation, and so, no, fortunately, we did not have kids. Subsequently, I haven't been able to find anyone that I wanna have kids with. So, it may not be in the cards for me. I don't know, which sucks because I love kids. I was a nanny for a lot of years before I worked for DCF and then became a private investigator. So I adore kids, but, I have a lot of adopted nieces and nephews from all the years I did working as a nanny that I raised them from like either 3 months or when they came home from the hospital, it was another child that they had, so I had them right away, and a lot of them have my sense of humor. I can look at them and they know what I'm thinking, and then we just laugh. So it's extremely rewarding. So if that's not in God's plans for me, then, I'll deal with it, and I have some kids that I very much consider to be family, so that's what matters, but, yeah, I just wasn't gonna put a child in that, like, to me, children and animals, like, you wanna piss me off more, you hurt a child or an animal, and then we're gonna rumble because I don't play that game. Um, let's see here. Okay. Kelsey is Caden's mother forever, and it's not gonna change. Absolutely. Yeah, sorry to the, alien family, that will never change. So, Cursey Nursey, oh, let's see, Amy saying, "Lauren, I'm so sorry that you lived through that. You seem to have come through stronger. Best revenge is success." Yeah. Yeah, it sucked, and that's the thing. That's why I think it is brave for Kelsey to, have been like, "Yeah, I had some postpartum," because guess what? That's normal. It happens. And, for me in my situation, I had anxiety, depression. I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't sleeping. I literally didn't know if I wanted to live anymore. And I think that's something that needs to be talked about more because anxiety and depression, it happens every day. And if people are strong enough to say it, there's a lot of people who are feeling the same way, but there is hope afterwards. You see the right doctors and you get on a medicine, whether it be temporary or for a longer period of time, and you get through it. And my goodness, life gets much better. Life gets much better. And had I not gone through the stuff and the absolute torture that I did, I would have been a much different person. Because I was judgmental having grown up in that religion. I looked down on people for no reason. And when I was going through things, um, I stopped that because I'm like, you know what? Unless you've walked in someone's shoes, you don't know what it's really like to be in their shoes. And that was such a good lesson for me to learn. Um, and I will say I'm one of the least judgmental people now. And I'm proud of that, and I really like who I became, and had I not gone through all that pain, I wouldn't be the same person I am today. So, that is the silver lining in that, and I also can spot that kinda stuff pretty regularly, and I like helping others who have been in, any kind of domestic, whether it be verbal, emotional, physical. I like helping, because I didn't have that. No one stepped in for me. No one said, "We believe you." My voice was taken away. That was probably harder than the actual like abuse, was having your voice taken away and having no one believe you when it was happening. And then turns out when it all came out and I did have proof, um it felt good, but it still was like, sucks because none of you guys were here to support me and say you believe me. So, when I feel strongly about a case, I speak the fuck up because it's the least I can do. Because whether it comes anywhere near to the case that I had to deal with, I relate to that. Because when I feel strongly in it and I feel like someone is innocent, someone didn't do something, I wanna be that person to be like, "I believe you because I looked at the facts. The facts don't make sense. So, nobody else can believe you, but I believe you." Because that's what I would have wanted to do someone to do to me. And so we can look at our situations and feel sorry for ourselves, or we can pick up our skirt, or whatever, we pick ourselves up and we go help others. And that's where this is to me. That's why missing persons cases, things like that, are big for me, because I wasn't sure if he was going to do something to me. I feared every single day of my life, and I'm like, who's going to be looking for me? I don't know who's going to be looking for me. So to have someone out missing and them not know if someone's looking for them, that to me gets to me. And I want to get there, and I want to preserve evidence, and I want to help find who did this to that person. So that's where I come from these things. Everything that I do is because I have a greater understanding of things, whether it relates directly or not. Um I want to help. Like, I just want to help. And when I heard Kelsey's case, I didn't believe any of the stuff. I'm a fact finder as a private investigator, and the facts weren't adding up to Noonan's story whatsoever. So yeah, that's why I got involved. But um, yeah, there's always that silver lining. Um, and yes, best revenge is success. So that is also fantastic. You guys are all very sweet, saying that you're sorry I had to go through that. Um, yes, yes. Yes, for now, y'all have to stick up for each other because the reputation of the firefighters has all gone downhill fast. Yes. Yeah. Surprise. I guess when you woke up on the other day and you were not expecting that to be all over the news or in Twitter or in Facebook. So, yeah. Um, and I love that for them. Let's see. Oh, what is my cat doing? Oh, no, no, no. No, no, no. Do you see? Hey, hey, hey. No, sir. No, no. You do not need to, to attack my pee on my wall for private. Okay. All right, what's this one? So glad that the media it's covering it now. It absolutely is. And I had a conversation with Vinny Politan because I'm on closing arguments with him every week. He's a fantastic man, and he is talk about another one who truly cares. He truly cares. He doesn't get every say so in what gets on court TV. But he's well aware of the support that I feel like she needs and the fundraising that I'm trying to do and all of that. So he said it's very much on their radar, and I really hope that they'll go in and cover this case because the world needs to see it. Let's see here. Good evening, everyone. Yes. All right. Maybe. Does anyone else think that Mr. Graceland, is it Graceland? And Justin Aylaian are watching us and reading our comments? Listen, I said it before, there's no telling. You know, but maybe. Hi, Justin. Thanks for the breaking entering video because it literally got people to donate over $11,000 for your ex-fiance because you stole that amount of money from her. If you're watching, hi. Good luck to you. Enjoy your baby because you're not going to have him long. You know, be a decent person. Let's see. What is this? Okay, what's missing? So what is wrong with you trying to work the case? Who is anyone? Lallyism is a negative about it. No one. In fact, they wanted me to work the case. However, I don't have my license in Massachusetts. So knowing that, I could be penalized, all kinds of things. People who don't want you finding out their junk, they're going to come after you. And it wouldn't be the first time a private investigator had someone come after her and try to charge them. And all this stuff happens with private investigating, especially up there in that area. So I have to be careful about it. This case, I would have loved to have worked pro bono because I feel strongly enough about it. But unfortunately, I can't touch it because I don't have a license. And I don't want to give the appearance that is the case because there's some snakes in the grass over there. There's snakes in the grass everywhere. But yeah, Mass is definitely one of those places. So I just support and I want to help raise with the fundraising and, do all that. And hopefully I'll be able to come up there. I'll know in the next couple days if hi Cash. Mwah. Kisses. Mwah. He's so sweet. If I'll be able to come up there for the trial. So that's my goal. Let's see. All right. Kathy, Mickey V. They're probably watching the streams. Okay. Yep. Absolutely. I wouldn't doubt it. Would not doubt it. Okay, so what is this? I heard that Kelsey and Justin want to visit the family in Armenia or some country, and that she was treated like garbage. Yeah, I heard that too. I'm not sure what country, but yes, I also heard that. Yeah. Interesting, right? Interesting. Absolutely interesting. Yeah. I'm sure that was, like nothing says we would like our son and our future daughter-in-law to work out better or well than being treated like shit by that said family, right? That always works out well. It's just gross. To me, okay, it says Meavy, to me, Justin's mom, what your son has been doing is shameful. Your grandson deserves better of his father. Do the right thing. Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is my thing too, is I've said this before, but he is going to grow up. He's not going to be one forever. And you guys obviously are going to have a, tumulus or whatever that word is. I can't even think of it. um turbulent relationship, right? So the son's going to know that. But when he's old enough to hear things and hear stories and be on the internet, well, there's plenty of stuff on the internet now where Kelsey's, handcuffed in her arraignment in a hospital bed. She was shot. She almost died. He almost lost his mother. And then now with this latest stuff, we're talking about what a scumbag he is. But before, we didn't even have this video. Now we have this video, and his son is literally going to see his father breaking and entering and committing multiple felonies, and then be able to read the reports of the things that he was searching on his mother's computer, as well as stealing her money. What are you doing, Justin? Like, if you cared about your child at all, you might stop and think, huh, the internet is forever. And yeah, my son's going to eventually be able to go on the internet and look up what he pleases. And he's going to see you doing slimeball stuff. I mean, this is the internet is forever, and your son's gonna see this. Shame on you. Shame on you. You cared about yourself. You cared about yourself more than you did your son. You definitely cared about your hatred for Kelsey more than you did for your son and the love for him, but you cared about your own self more than you did your son. And for that is unforgivable. I have no words. You disgust me. And you disgust everyone in this chat. And I'm very comfortable saying that. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Um, who did the stand out across the street with North Andover that was taking the pictures? So Bia did the standout. I'm not sure who all was there, but Bia was there, and she was the one who reported um, that there was a firefighter. I guess they did the standout, and it was across the street from a gas station. There was a firefighter that was getting the gas. He was all in his fire gear, and he flipped them off. So, yeah, very interesting. Hunter, was that you? Was that you, Hunter? Oh, okay. I got questions. Yeah, like what? Because we're supporting Kelsey, you're gonna flick everyone off. What is the deal with the like Canton salute there? It's like, does that make them think that like they're more men because they do the Canton salute? I don't know, because it's down here, like men don't just do that all the time to like, especially women. Like, it's really weird. I don't know. But, yeah, some really great firefighters there you got there, North Andover. Okay. Yes, we love you. We love you, Nurse Kim. Braceland. Yep, was the Wi-Fi. Cool, cool. Okay. Let's see. All right. Okay, let's see. Lauren, my ex was similar, and thank God I didn't have a kid with him. He tried to tell everyone I had a drug problem. When we split and I did not do drugs, and I'm 100% sure who would have tried to take our kid. Yeah, Andrea, look, it's gross. Like what people break up and you just it's not hard to just be a decent person, right? Just be honest. Like custody can be shared, and I think of cases like Aiden Carney. He has a good working relationship co-parenting with his ex-wife. Like there is hope. Like there is cases you can have a good co-parenting relationship if you're not a slime ball. Be an adult. So, yeah, this is it can happen, and I'm sorry that you went through that as well. Hopefully you feel like, it strengthened you as a person too. Let's see here. Yep, the stream is probably 100% women, and we can do more research and figure out what is happening to Kelsey. Absolutely. Jemmy. Yeah, it is absolutely hard if you don't have a support system or a family that help you. Yeah, that was the worst part. I mean, even more so than the abuse, it was not having people. So that's why it's like when I see someone like Kelsey, I wanna show her as much support as possible because I know she has a great support system, but people, believing her, that she hasn't even met and willing to do s you know, s do fundraisers for her and lift her spirits and all of that, like, if I can do it, I wanna do it because I genuinely give a shit about people. Um, and so, yeah, absolutely. Women lifting up other strong women is what it's about. I agree, Tammy. All 4 of the men should be in jail. Um, let's see here. What's this? Okay. Common sense investigator. Lauren, how do you become a PI in a nutshell? Well, Miss Holmes, it really just depends on what state you live in. I got my license in Georgia before I moved to Florida. And then I found out that Georgia and Florida have the most restrictive um, most restrictive classifications on how to get your license as a PI. Um, a lot of other states don't require a whole lot, but for Georgia, you had to go to an accredited like academy. So I went to an academy there in Georgia. I was working full time, but I had always wanted to do something very similar. Matlock was my favorite show growing up. I would come home and watch that. Like that was my jam. And not much has changed because Dateline is my jam now, and all the YouTube, creators now that I've gotten into that. But I've always wanted to do something with it. And um I had a neighbor and his wife who one was already a PI and working at that agency, and his wife was going through the schooling. And I was like, "I work full time. I just don't know that I could swing it, but yeah, I would love to. Like, that's, one of the things I would absolutely love to do." And he's like, "Just come in, talk to chief." And he's like, "You could probably do it on the weekends." Um, and so I did. And they're like, "Yeah, if you want to do it on the weekends, we can completely make it at your pace where that's all you're expected to do. You can get it done as soon as you want or as long as you want." Um, so I thought about it and I was like, "You know what? Screw it. I wanna do it. I wanna do it." Um, and, so I did it and, did it on the weekends, worked, 45 hours a week during the week, and then went and did that on the weekends and was able to finish that fairly quickly. It's a lot of research and all of that, but you get a lot of your training on the job once you get out. You're just kind of you learn the laws, you learn how to find stuff. It's a lot of research and finding, exactly what they want you to find and then and writing it up, explaining it, all that stuff. Um and then you have to pass, obviously you have to test the state board. And then you also have to that's one of the reasons I have strong feelings about the gun matters in this case, is because I know how guns work. I have to, qualify, and I have to qualify at a certain level each year for in order to get my license, renewed each year. Um, so I have to be a good shot. I have to know a lot about the gun. Um and so I have to pass that firearms exam every year. So, because the academy in Georgia, you whether you wanted it or not, you also get trained to be a security guard. I didn't have any interest in that, but it comes in the package. And I was like, "I don't really want this. Can I just not do it and then pay like a little bit less?" He's like, "No, it comes." So I had to learn all that. Um, so anyways, it's I didn't know anything much about shooting before, and I come in with funny little rant. You guys feel free to tell me to shut up at any point. Funny little rant, but I'm gonna go down to some of these newer comments because I feel like I'm missing like all the all the ones because I've been taking so long. Okay. Funny little rant. So I have a Glock and it is a turquoise Glock. And every year I go, started the first year when I got the gun. And I go and it is mostly all men in the class and then chief. And I walk in the first time and it's a bunch of macho guys. And most of them are there for security purposes. Hi, Broken Baker. Um, what did he say here? Oh, hi, Brit happens. Never tell a woman to shut up, even if he says it's a trap. No, it's fine. You can tell me to shut up. No, but just funny story. So I go in there. They're most of them are there for security jobs. There's probably two that were there for private investigating or to get requalified because we all have to each year. And man, I had everybody just ride me, just like, oh, what's that color gun? Oh, you have a toy gun. Okay, cool. And then one was very serious, and they're like, yeah, you know, you should really rethink that because if you, God forbid, you get into a shooting with someone, then you're really, the prosecutor is going to really have a heyday with you or the defense attorney because your gun is turquoise. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, yeah, and then you're going to have to go ahead and explain it. And they're going to try to pick you apart because of the color of your gun. And you don't really need any of that because you want to be focused on the actual, case, the actual case and all of the details in that. And I was just like, oh, okay, cool. And then the others were just like, risen me. They're like, oh, okay, it's really manly gone. Like, could it be pink? Just giving me a hard time. So then I went up there and I shot and I shot at an expert level. And there was only one other guy that shot at had a higher score than me. And they shot the fuck up real quick. So, anyways, and then they were like, well, okay, great job. And then they were like, huh. I was like, yeah. And by the way, if anybody in the, attorney or defense attorney said that to me, I would say, well, yeah, it's kind of like a color in car. Might pick a red car, might pick a black car, but they all go and they all go as fast and they all get the job done. Same with the gun. So that's what I would say to them. And then he just laughed and he's like, well, you spoke for yourself. I was like, what I like to do. So, but yeah, you get people on you and they're just giving you a hard time, but yeah. Um, but yeah, I don't even remember what we were saying it before this. But yeah, it is this case is crazy. I still think that things can be done. But I think that the community needs to get out there and really speak their mind because they have a right to. They work for us and you know, speak your mind. Um anyways, Baker, what are you doing? Do you have a stream? Talk to me. Are you going live soon? Let's see. Yeah, Kathy, like, what was she saying? If you don't mind, the kind of the same stuff you were saying before. Oh, he's in bed, about to go to bed. It's 4:30. Oh yeah, I guess it is late here. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know how this couldn't be a good case. It is interesting, and I think they're gonna regret bringing this case if they go through with it. There's gonna be all kinds of exposing of them, and it's gonna be, the new Norfolk County. And, yeah, they will literally get what they deserve. So, Baker, if you are going, sleep well, my friend. Thank you for everything. Thank you for always being my person that I can ask all of my StreamYard questions that I don't understand about. I gratefully appreciate you. Um, yeah, it's just crazy. But yeah, anyway, if the chat has anything else they would like to chat about, let me know. But basically I just wanted to give Justin that attention that he deserves after this video has graced us all. I know it was really something that we needed to see. Well, not we already believed it, but I think the media needed to see it, and now they're talking about it. It's Massachusetts. Nothing makes sense. When we heard Justin was in the basement during the pew pew. Yeah, exactly. Like he had no right to be there, like in in any form, in any no. It's just it should never have happened. Like ever. It only made the situation escalate. They are trained on de-escalation. They knew that. Any DCF agent that would have been there would have been like, "Get him the fuck out of the house." It's just not no. So, yeah, it's, it's pretty crazy, but yeah, I have a really, really, really great feeling about this trial, and I just think she's gonna come out victorious. This case is well, one officer's things doesn't make any sense, and one does. So I think it really is that simple. It's he said, she said, and one makes a whole heck of a lot more sense than the other. And if anything doesn't make sense, if the jury's not sure, well, the reasonableness and the conflict of that goes to Kelsey. That Kelsey benefits from anyone being confused. She gets that benefit of the doubt. So yeah, it's just crazy. So, yeah, Britt, we were talking about that too. He rendered no aid. He didn't care. You know, what a little punk. So, anything that he says, I think he has completely proved himself a liar for anytime he speaks, really. I mean, nothing he says computes. It just he contradicts himself and any of that. So, um was it? She said she was retired. Oh, are we talking about okay, against Justin because he had done a lot. She even said about the wiretapping on the federal. Oh, interesting. Justin is immature. That ran into his mommy and Kelsey Brooke. Yeah, yeah, he's absolutely immature. Yeah, good luck to him. He's gonna need it. He is gonna need it. But best believe any judge over these cases is going to see that whether or not they chose to give him immunity or not. There's still that is still a video that is very much relevant. So yeah, I mean, you created it, you started it, and now here you are on camera breaking and entering and partaking in a lot of felonies. So enjoy it, Justin. Um, yeah, it's disgusting, but again, we are the people um, they they work for us, and it is that simple. So, don't be afraid to write emails. Don't be afraid to speak. It is allowed, and this is how you know our system works. And so yeah, um, Lauren, you said it earlier that you can confirm. Yeah, that those are all of the things that I've heard that I believe from sources that are very credible. So, um, it's really, really bad. It's bad, but you know what? We are stronger than that. We were able to look at how much stuff people were able to get done with Karen Reed, and for, you know, putting your money where your mouth is, which everyone did that with the incredible fundraiser of over $11,000 at Mazza's house, which is just heartwarming. I mean, it is insane. But also reaching out, Justin has no business still having a job with the North Andover Fire Department. And if in fact those were other firefighters, neither do they. And the department that they into needs to know. I mean, there is no way, no way anyone in the community wants these guys who just broke and entered a home and stole thousands of dollars worth of money, equipment, and then destroyed evidence in a trial in a criminal case now. Yeah, no. You need to look for another job and they need to be fired immediately. And the people can demand that. They may not like it, but they work for us. And so, you know what? No. This is when we raise our voice and we do it together in a nice, calm, reasonable manner, and we demand it because they work for us. So we need some local some local social snoop to pull some strings and find those little clues we can't find. And I know, we're so far, especially you, especially you, Baker. Man, and that's the thing. I've never wished I lived up there, but in this case, I wish I did, just because any day I'm off, any few hours, I would be out there with my signs because that's how pissed I am about this, at their decision to turn a blind eye to crimes that we all see with our very own eyes, and them just, yeah, like, screw you. What in the world? You are the prosecutor. You, sir, wear the white hat. All you should care about is prosecuting crimes that can uh you can rightfully win. And this one, it's on camera. Like, so you're coming off as real disingenuous, okay? And you're a goober. Like, no one believes anything you're saying. Shame on you. So yeah, he's got a boss. Everyone has a boss. So those bosses needs to be reached out to. Um, and the town, they don't need to be quiet about this one. This is bad. So yeah. Oh, you're fine. You're fine, classic. Um, yeah, it's just it's gross. It's gross, and it's easy to get like overwhelmed and pissed off and all of that. Um, but yeah, just like Meavy here saying Justin would have access to someone's home in the case that there was a fire. Absolutely. I mean, and then if things go missing, oh, like, I'm sorry. He'd be the first person that I was thinking who might take my stuff if he came in my house. How is that okay? What is happening here? Um, but for the most part, I think this is going to benefit the jury because all of this is going to come out. They're going to know he was offered immunity for his testimony in this, even though he committed multiple felonies. So it's going to make him look bad. And I have no doubt that after the trial, if not before, that Bradle and them will look into getting, you know, anything that the feds will take for them to take. So it is karma. Sometimes we get to see it, and when we do, it is glorious. Because you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can never fool all of the people all of the time. So best believe that people see, even if it's a few. That's all you need. If it is a few people, you have not done your job. And people catch on to things. People like Justin think that they're doing stuff slick, smart, all of that. Nah, because there's always someone smarter than you. That's the thing. So it's very interesting. Yeah, we need to reach out to Paul Tucker, Chief Gray, and demand them to give answers, because if this is what they stand behind, if they stand behind their firefighters and their officers and all of that doing this, then great. Someone get them on camera saying that, And that's why I hope like Ted Daniels goes down there and actually does an investigated, thing like Aiden does. I know Aiden can't potentially be the one to do it because they're wanting, to get anything on him, but somebody needs to do it. Yeah, Middlesex DA, they also have questions that need to be answered. They have explaining to do as well. If they had a conflict, then they needed to hire someone who didn't, a special prosecutor that they could have brought in and done it, but they didn't. So, no, they just keep passing the ball to each other. And then finally they're like, oh yeah, cool. Like, no, this is not how it works. You don't get to just make a decision because another county says, oh, we have a conflict too. Well, you still have a conflict when it came back to you. So, it's interesting, but, hi, Rhonda. Hi. Rhonda's always so sweet and supportive. Yeah, it is maddening, and I just hope that it really everything comes out. I really, really do. So, um, I don't know. Anyone have anything else to say before I call it a night? I know we are all excited to see what else comes out. And I think there's going to be more and yeah. So, anyone have anything else? No. We still have 500 people here, which is insane. So, thanks guys. This is a very small channel. So, I appreciate anybody coming over and chatting with me. I love to get the chat involved. So that is amazing. If you have not subscribed or liked, thank you and please do so. It's a big help. It'll get out these videos about Kelsey, and that's mainly what I do here is the fundraisers for her. I will be on Court TV tomorrow with Vinnie Politan. Seems like Monday is my new night to kind of be on pretty regularly, but anyways, I'll be on tomorrow night with him talking about the Nancy Guthrie case, and after that, I will probably go live just talking about that a little bit more because we get a lot of times. And so sometimes you don't get to say as much as you would want to. Also, that's one that's pissing me off because the sheriff Nanos in that case is, in my opinion, messing it all up and needs to swallow his pride and give the investigation over to the FBI because we are a month in and we know nothing. So, yeah. So anyways, I will kind of just go over the stuff about that if there's anything new. What's happening in that case. Another crap show. Yeah, Baker, it is so it's really, I mean, I just feel for the Guthries like all around because I just that crime scene should have been roped off, It should have been roped off and no one should have been able to come anywhere near it. Um, Sheriff Nanos had issues with the FBI in the past. He has some kind of chip on his shoulder from other cases, and it's just terrible. And so, yeah, he has not done normal things that would have been done in a normal investigation um from day one at all. I mean, it is disgusting. And in my opinion, he has really put that case at jeopardy. I think had he said, you know, our investigators, they're young, because that was another thing that came out. All of his investigators are very young. They don't have a lot of experience. Well, instead of having them trained up, um, yeah, it's totally normal that you release a crime scene 3 times in the first day. and then let Brian Enton walk all over the blood that's on the porch that you didn't secure. Like, what is happening? Is this real life? Yeah, it's embarrassing. And I think most of that community is seeing it now, and they're all just over him. So he needs to be removed. He needs to step down, and he needs to be second chair. FBI needs to run this because it's a joke. And I think, as long as he's in charge, I don't think we're finding her. It's a shame. It is a shame. I've heard he's not turning over evidence that the FBI wants and needs for their investigation. Listen, the FBI is they're not perfect, but they know a whole heck of a lot more than a department who isn't used to investigating these types of crimes. And like, yes, Nanos holds a grudge. Yeah, he does. And it's bad when this Nanos guy was up for reelection, and you had lieutenants who have been there for years going out and protesting, but because they didn't want him to know it was them, they all wore masks. I am talking about a large quantity of people in his office doing that because they didn't want the retaliation. And people that he found out did it, they got put on certain shifts that they knew that their family couldn't make it on because of their wife working a different shift. He's just a very mean-spirited, egotistical, chip on his shoulder, vindictive man. And there is no place for egos when you are trying to find a missing person. Like, you have to come together. And if you can't play well with others, then you need to step down and give the investigation to the FBI. And this man is not capable of doing it. So I think that's where we're at. We're not going to get anywhere as long as this guy is there. Yeah. Oh, you learned about from Baker. Oh, well, thank you. Yes, Baker is just talk about people like a community and good people who support other creators and just a kind, amazing soul. Baker is that. It's hard to find these days, but like Baker has a heart of gold and is also damn funny. So I can't say enough good things about Baker and all of his honey buns in the chat. We we love all the honey buns. It's always a very fun chat. So absolutely. But let's see. Yes, thank you, Justin, for your star role in the video that raised thousands for the lawyers who put you behind bars. Brilliant. Emily C, yes, can confirm Baker. Fantastic. Emily, I don't know if you were watching, but I don't know if you know Mazza's fundraiser raised $11,300 tonight. How insane is that? I mean, talk about amazing. Just fantastic. So he is thrilled. We are all thrilled. Kelsey is so thankful. And, we also thank Justin. We thank Justin for his felonies that he decided to commit so stupidly on camera. So here's to you, Justin. Unbelievable. But yeah, it's gross, but we got to speak out. Mazza, yeah, Mazza is the MVP. Oh, okay, you were watching it. Oh, fantastic. Well, hopefully Mel or you can come on mine soon. I'm gonna do one next week, probably on Sunday. I'm working on some different guests. That's my thing is I wanna have, like, some of the people that we know and love, but I also wanna, invite other guests. I have a couple attorneys that I know. They're, like, high profile ones, so I don't know if I'll be able to get them, but I want to just get it out there to people like who offer a different audience because I just want all the new views for them to come and be able to get hooked on this case too because I know we feel like so strongly about it that I know if they see they'll be hooked. So I'm just reaching out to a lot of these attorneys that I know And so we'll see what I have in the works and see what I can get confirmed. But yeah, we want to get that out there and get all the good things out there for Kelsey. And let's see. I have spoken at many public comment meetings. Area, all you need to do is say your state, your Fourth Amendment, and not give street address. Okay. I don't know. There's some planning going on there. All right. But yes, Mazza just doing awesome things. Like I can't say enough good things about that man. He is just relentless at helping. And it's it's a beautiful thing to see. So um but yeah, I don't know. I am here. So if you guys want to chat about anything else, put it in the chat. If not, I'm fine with calling it a night as well. It's been a really good day for Kelsey. I'm so happy. It really does mean a lot to her, like a lot to her and her family as well. And as much as they got going on, like to lift their spirits and take a little worry off of them, and if we're able to do that, then what a good thing to do. So, um, let's see. Yeah, okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining me on this Justin It for the Money Aylaian. Um giving him attention because clearly he wants it and he showed himself on the film. So yeah, I think we needed to give him a little attention there. And his little skinny, scrawny legs. So anyways, keep it up, Justin. You are helping Kelsey. And yeah. Oh yeah, what's Baker saying? We need to get some panel together around the trial so that we can show more people how crap. Yes, 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 absolutely. Um, Baker, I'm planning on hopefully going on up there for it. And doing that. So we'll see. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can do that on my phone. So you just let me know. I'm down all the time. Anything to help Kelsey or any other corruption. Bless Texas. You are so welcome. You are so, so welcome. It is my honor and privilege to speak. I got a voice. I may as well be speaking it for good, getting Kelsey's story out and sharing my thoughts on it because I believe in her 100%. So um thank you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Um, if you are not subscribed, or even if you are, check and make sure you're subscribed because like YouTube's been doing some whack shit lately where they're just unsubscribing you. Leah, it is Lauren with an E, but my name's been misspelled my whole life, so you can call me whatever you want. I know who you're talking to, but it's Loren. um, yeah, sometimes after, a heavy case, it's good to just come on here and just all in good fun, make fun of the stupidness that is Justin. And, the fact that he created this all for himself. He thought it was going to go real great and he really thought it was going Gucci for him for a second cuz he got the baby, right? And then surprise, you created all these felonies. The world is now seeing what you're doing and it's not looking good for you or your brother or your buddies. So, yeah, you wanted to insert yourself in this. You wanted to start it. That's fine. We'll talk about you. Um Now stay away from our girl Kelsey. Okay. So yes. Baker. Do you have honey buns, earmuffs? Yeah, dude. I've never had it. I know you said you have never had a honey bun. I've never had a honey bun either. I don't even have a desire to have a honey bun. Um Karma kicks ass. Yes, it does. That is one of my cat's names. Yes, karma is great. And sometimes we get to watch along and see it happen firsthand. Andrea, you're awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you for always Rhonda's such a like, she's so sweet. I'm just thankful for all you guys because like this channel just started. I don't really know what I'm doing half the time. Sharing a screen seems like very hard half the time. So the fact that you guys even come here and hang out with me means a lot. So oh, Baker says I've had 2 honey buns now. Never again. Yeah, for real. They're not good. Like they're not good. Yeah. I think yeah, no. Mm-mm. Nope. Oh, Jemmy. Okay. Yes. Oh, thank you for having of course. Thank you for being here. Also I kind of said it on Mazza's show, but there will be my next fundraiser for Kelsey will be next weekend. Not 100% sure on the day yet. But there will be one. So I will let that know. I will let you guys know as soon as I know, probably in the next 2 days. And yeah, I'm gonna, I'm still working on some really good guests, some guests that maybe you guys don't know yet, some guests that you do, but I try to get as many people who are new to the case, and then people that follow them can learn about the case from them. That is my game plan with my streams as much as I possibly can. Some weeks it doesn't work that way, but my my position is let's get people who, you know, aren't in this particular movement and let's get their followers involved in this because when you see this case, it pisses you off. People get hooked. And I think we have a good opportunity to do so right now with actual, you know, the media showing some interest in it. So I'm going to reach out to some people who I think would have good insight with it being maybe some prosecutors, some other law enforcement, possibly, and see. But yeah. So, anyways, well, Rhonda, I am happy that you found my channel too. So, all right, guys, I love you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. Share and hype this video just because it gets the algorithm going. We want Justin. We wouldn't want Justin to feel left out. Like, surely we want him to know that his actions are being are seen by the whole world. So, heck yeah, hype it on up, guys. And I will see you tomorrow after court TV. I'll be on here and we can talk a little Nancy Guthrie, Savannah Guthrie. Oh, Miss V, I'm sorry. Yes, replay crew. I appreciate you being here though. Leave some comments. Let's make Justin famous. Yes, let's. So hype it and yeah, let's make Justin really famous. So I'll be back on tomorrow night after court TV and I will be here with you guys. So if you haven't hit the little bell thing, that was another thing I was going to tell you. Hit the little bell thing and then you'll get a notification when I go live because right now I don't have like set times to go, so it kind of does make it hard. So hit the little bell where you're notified and then you won't miss anything. And then whenever I go on, you'll be here. And then we can hang out because I love hanging out with you guys. So, all right, guys. Well, I will see you tomorrow night after closing arguments with Vinny. So, thanks so much. Love you guys. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the donations at Mazza's house. Blown away. You guys are all incredible. And let's keep Kelsey in our prayers and keep supporting her. Thanks. Good night, guys.